Do you have a complicated printing setup? What happens if your printer dies down in the middle of the rush hour and no one has a clue anymore about what is being ordered, because there's just simply no more printouts being made? If you never thought about that question, then maybe now it's the time to think about it, because we thought about it and we came up with a perfect solution that works in combination with SAP Customer Checkout. It introduces a central management of all of your print jobs being made and an overview, and on top of that you can configure fallbacks. That means that you always have a backup plan for each of your printers if one should go down. How does it look like and how you can configure it? Let me show you now. Okay, so let's check out how all of this looks like. In here you can see where our print server is running. We can use the credentials of the Customer Checkout Manager. For this I made an own user called print admin. And now you're greeted with the main screen. This is the configuration view, and here you can see all the different specific setups you might need. So let's check out peak restaurant, for example. And in here we have the rules tab, which basically defines what exactly, how exactly your print is supposed to be. In here we defined 2 times the order print job builder, and based on the output location, so here bar or kitchen, we choose 2 different printers. So one is the Router 80 and the other is the POS 80C. In order to now make use of this configuration, we first of all have to go to the org unit section and add a specific POS system. So in here we can try to find our POS, and all of these are being fetched from the manager when the print server is starting, and we have our POS system 2111. So let's save this one. And to see how this looks like in our customer checkout, and as you can see in the hardware print templates, you will see how you would normally do it. This system is not supposed to talk to the printer at all, because we want to send all of the print requests to our server. So all we just did is define 3 order print templates, and 2 of them have the bar and the kitchen as an output location. And here the setup is very simple. I already configured this one. We only have to put the URL of where our print server is running and the API credentials. On top of that, you can also define exactly which print job builders should be sent to the print server. So if you have the need to keep some specific ones on your system and make it print here anyway, you still have the option to do that. Otherwise, everything is going to be sent there. So now that this is already configured, we can now try to. I'll open a new table, and let's order 1 drink and 1 burger. So one should go to the bar for the drink, and the burger should go to the kitchen. If we order this, we can now see that the orders were sent to 2 different printers. The situation we just saw is pretty typical. We want to print the drinks on the bar printer and have the foods being ordered to the kitchen printer, and that's a typical use case that you can already model inside SAP Customer Checkout. However, now comes the interesting part: what happens if one of the printers goes down and does not work for some reason? For that, we will go back to the configuration screen, and now we can go here to the rule that describes the kitchen printer. In here, we can go to set fallback and choose a printer for the case that the print request cannot be completed on the original printer. So here we're just gonna say we want to go to the router instead, and we can close this one. And now to simulate this process, we're gonna turn this one off, and we're gonna make a new order, 1 for food and 1 for drinks. So we're gonna order 1 drink and we order 1 food item. And let's see what happens now. So we can now see that the bar printer received an order, and this is for the orange juice that is supposed to go here. So this is as expected. And now the print server is trying to still print onto the kitchen printer because of the food item we ordered. However, he will now try to attempt it, but it will never work because the printer is off, of course, and this will take up to 60 seconds, where then it will switch to the configured fallback. If we go back to the, while we wait, I will show you the job view. In here you can see all the jobs being made. If we refresh, we can see that our latest order was for the bar, and that one was successful. We can also double click here to see a preview of that one. And we just received the our fallback print output. So originally it was supposed to go here, and now it came out here. And it says Big Burger. This means that it could not be printed here, and instead we received it on the bar printer instead. And now the workers still have the opportunity to take this one and give it to the kitchen himself, instead of the order being completely lost. So here in the job view we can now also see our redirected status for this specific job. It was first trying to print on the POS ADC, and it got redirected to the ID number 40, which is here, and then it went to the router 80, and this one had a successful status. It was printed eventually. You can also double click on each of them, and you can see a combined overview of what exactly happened. So if you have a fallback scenario which is more complicated, you can have a nice overview over all of it. This concludes our little showcase of our peak printing server. We're also constantly adding new features and improving on the quality of life, and it's also already in productive use for many of our clients. And the feedback we got is very positive, because it definitely shines the most in big complex projects with a lot of different printers and a lot of POS instances, and in there it performs definitely very well. And if you think you might have a complicated setup that has to be solved, then you can feel free to reach out to us, and we can talk specifically about your scenario and if this one would be helpful for you. Other than that, goodbye.